Hello, little friends. It's time for a special story. Get comfy and close your eyes. Let's go on a magical adventure together. Once upon a time, in the faraway land of the Arctic, there was a little polar bear named Barry. Barry lived in a cozy cave nestled within the Crystal Valley. The valley was a magical place where the ice glistened like diamonds and the snow sparkled like 1,000 stars. One bright morning, Barry woke up with a twinkle in his eye and a sense of adventure in his heart. He had heard tales of a legendary treasure hidden deep within the heart of the Crystal Valley, the heart of the Northern Lights. It was said to possess wondrous powers that could light up even the darkest of nights. With a leap and a joyful nibble on his favorite fish biscuit, Barry set out on his grand adventure. As he ventured deeper into the valley, the ice formations became more intricate and mesmerizing. Massive icicles hung like delicate chandeliers, casting enchanting rainbows of light upon the snow-covered ground. Barry couldn't help but be awestruck by the beauty that surrounded him. He continued his journey, his fluffy white paws leaving soft imprints in the snow. The icy air kissed his fur, and the crisp scent of the Arctic filled his nostrils. Barry felt alive and full of wonder, eager to explore every nook and cranny of this magical land. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky with shades of pink and purple, Barry found himself at the valley's deepest point. Here, something truly extraordinary awaited him, the mesmerizing northern lights. The sky above him came alive with dancing ribbons of green, blue, and purple. They swirled and twirled, painting a vivid masterpiece across the celestial canvas. Barry's eyes widened in amazement, and he couldn't help but dance along with the lights, his laughter echoing through the valley. It was as if the lights were welcoming him, guiding him towards his destiny. Little did Barry know, this was just the beginning of his incredible adventure in the Crystal Valley. With the northern lights illuminating the night sky, Barry stood in awe, feeling a tingling sense of magic in the air. The dancing colors seemed to whisper secrets of ancient wonders and hidden treasures. As Barry gazed upward, he noticed a faint glow emanating from a distant ice formation. Curiosity piqued, he bounded towards it, his fluffy paws crunching in the powdery snow. There, nestled within the frozen contours, was a great stone tablet, covered in frosty etchings. The tablet's message seemed to beckon Barry closer. In the glow of the northern lights, seek two identical ice flowers. they shall guide your way. Determined, Barry set off on his new quest, eyes peeled for the elusive ice blossoms. He searched high and low, exploring hidden alcoves and winding ice tunnels. The Arctic night seemed to hold its breath, as if in anticipation of the brave little bear's discovery. After what felt like hours of searching, Barry's heart leapt with joy. Before him stood two radiant ice flowers, their petals sparkling like diamonds in the ethereal light. Their symmetry was breathtaking, a perfect match. As Barry approached, a gentle hum emanated from the blossoms, harmonizing with the chorus of the northern lights above. The flowers glowed even brighter, casting a guiding beam of light towards a mysterious passage in the ice. Filled with excitement and anticipation, Barry ventured into the newfound passage. It led him deeper into the heart of the Crystal Valley, revealing even more wonders and mysteries that awaited him. Through narrow corridors and shimmering caverns, Barry pressed on, his adventurous spirit undaunted. Each turn held a new surprise: delicate ice sculptures of Arctic creatures, frozen waterfalls cascading from the ceilings, and hidden chambers adorned with sparkling gems. As Barry explored, he couldn't help but feel a sense of purpose, as if the valley itself was leading him towards something extraordinary. Little did he know, the answers to the valley's secrets lay just beyond his frosty paws, waiting to be uncovered in the chapters yet to come. Deep within the heart of the Crystal Valley, Barry's adventure continued. He ventured further into the mysterious passage, guided by the radiant light of the ice flowers. Suddenly, Barry's eyes widened as he stumbled upon a colossal ice monolith, adorned with ancient engravings. The carvings seemed to dance and shimmer in the soft glow of the ice flowers' light. They formed a riddle, etched in a language known only to the wisest of Arctic creatures. The riddle read: beneath the midnight sun's embrace, seek the constellation of the Bear. It shall guide your steps. Barry pondered the riddle, his mind racing with thoughts of the midnight sun and the constellation of the Bear. He knew he needed to wait for the perfect moment when the sun's gentle rays would pierce through the Arctic night. Days passed, and as the sky transitioned from the deep blues of night to the gentle hues of dawn, Barry found himself standing beneath the radiant glow of the midnight sun. It bathed the valley in a warm, golden light, casting long shadows across the ice. With a newfound determination, Barry looked up at the heavens. There, shining brightly, was the constellation of the Bear, its familiar shape outlined against the azure canvas. It seemed to wink at Barry, as if encouraging him to follow its lead. Eagerly, Barry set off in the direction indicated by the constellation. The valley seemed to come alive with a gentle hum, as if the very earth beneath him was cheering him on. As he followed the path, Barry encountered a series of frozen ponds, their surfaces smooth as glass. And there, nestled among the ice, were two identical snowflakes, glistening like delicate jewels. They seemed to pulse with a subtle energy, confirming Barry's belief that he was on the right track. With a sense of accomplishment, Barry held the snowflakes in his paws, allowing their magic to guide him forward. He knew that he was on the brink of a grand discovery, one that would bring him closer to the legendary heart of the Northern Lights. Little did Barry know, the Crystal Valley held even more enchanting secrets, waiting to be unraveled in the chapters that lay ahead. His courageous spirit and keen wit would be the key to unlocking the valley's deepest mysteries. With the two radiant snowflakes in his paws, Barry followed their subtle energy, guided by their magical light. He ventured deeper into the heart of the Crystal Valley, where the air grew cooler and the echoes of his footsteps seemed to reverberate through the ice. Soon, Barry found himself standing before a massive ice cave, its entrance adorned with glittering icicles that hung like chandeliers. The cave's interior sparkled with a mesmerizing array of colors, casting playful rainbows across the frozen floor. Barry stepped inside, his breath visible in the chilly air. The walls of the cave were adorned with ancient drawings, depicting the wonders of the Arctic, from majestic whales to nimble seals, all surrounded by the dancing northern lights. As he explored further, Barry discovered a series of icy chambers, each more magnificent than the last. In one chamber, a frozen waterfall cascaded from the ceiling, creating a delicate curtain of ice that shimmered in the soft light. In another, a crystal-clear pond reflected the vivid hues of the surrounding ice formations. Deeper still, Barry found himself in a chamber that held a grand surprise. There, illuminated by the glow of the snowflakes, was a colossal ice sculpture of a wise old walrus, its eyes seeming to twinkle with ancient knowledge. Approaching the sculpture, Barry noticed an inscription carved into the ice. To find the heart of the Northern Lights, one must follow the path of wonder and let their heart be their guide. Barry took these words to heart, understanding that his journey was about more than just solving riddles and collecting treasures. It was about embracing the wonder of the Arctic, listening to his heart, and trusting in the magic that surrounded him. With renewed determination, Barry pressed on, eager to uncover the next piece of the puzzle. The icy cave seemed to whisper secrets of generations past, encouraging him to continue his quest. As he ventured further, little did Barry know that he was drawing closer to the ultimate prize, the legendary heart of the Northern Lights. A treasure that held the power to illuminate not only the Arctic night, but also the hearts of all who believed in its magic. The Crystal Valley held its breath, eager to reveal its most wondrous secret to the brave little bear. With a heart full of wonder, Barry left the enchanting ice cave behind, continuing his journey through the Crystal Valley. The radiant snowflakes still pulsed gently in his paws, their light leading the way. As he ventured deeper, Barry's path led him to a breathtaking sight. A colossal frozen waterfall, its cascading waters transformed into a stunning sculpture of translucent ice. It sparkled like 1,000 diamonds, catching the light in a mesmerizing display. Approaching the frozen cascade, Barry could feel the cool mist on his fur. The air was filled with a delicate melody as the water droplets froze and fell, creating a soothing symphony of tinkling chimes. Barry noticed a small, intricately carved alcove hidden behind the waterfall. Inside, he found an ancient mural depicting a magnificent scene of the Northern Lights dancing in the Arctic sky, and at its center, a radiant gem that shone with an otherworldly light. Above the mural, a riddle was etched into the ice. To claim the heart, one must understand the harmony of nature's dance, where light and water intertwine. Barry took a moment to absorb the riddle, gazing at the frozen waterfall and the mural before him. He realized that the answer lay in the delicate dance of light and water, a dance that had been captured in the mural. With newfound determination, Barry stepped closer to the waterfall, observing how the light refracted and reflected off the icy surface. He carefully placed the snowflakes in a pool of water at the base of the waterfall, allowing them to interact with the play of light. As the light danced and shimmered, a soft, melodic hum filled the alcove. The radiant gem above the mural began to glow even brighter, casting a warm, inviting light that beckoned Barry closer. With a sense of awe, Barry reached out and gently touched the gem. It pulsed with a gentle energy, as if recognizing him. He knew that he had uncovered a vital piece of the puzzle, bringing him one step closer to the heart of the Northern Lights. As Barry left the alcove, the frozen waterfall seemed to sparkle with newfound life, its waters glistening with a renewed vigor. He continued his journey, the radiant gem in his paws, knowing that he was on the cusp of an extraordinary discovery. Little did Barry know, the Crystal Valley held even more surprises and challenges, each one a testament to his courage and determination. The heart of the Northern Lights awaited him, its magic ready to be revealed in the chapters that lay ahead. With the radiant gem in his paws, Barry continued his journey through the Crystal Valley. The gem pulsed gently, its warm light casting a reassuring glow around him. As Barry ventured deeper, he entered a chamber that held a delightful surprise, an Arctic menagerie frozen in time. Delicate ice sculptures of polar bears, playful seals, and graceful whales adorned the chamber, each one crafted with remarkable precision. Barry couldn't help but marvel at the lifelike details of the sculptures. The bear's fur seemed to ripple with motion, the seal's whiskers danced in the imaginary breeze, and the whale's tails appeared ready to dive into the frozen sea. As he explored, Barry noticed a series of inscriptions, each one accompanied by a small ice carving. Together, they told a story of the Arctic's rich tapestry of life, the harmony between creatures big and small, and the delicate balance of nature. One inscription in particular caught Barry's attention. In the heart of the Arctic, unity guides the way. Seek the hidden path where earth and sky meet, and there you shall find the next clue. Barry took a moment to absorb the message, picturing the vast expanse of the Arctic and the seamless connection between land and sky. He knew he needed to find the place where the earth met the sky, where the horizon seemed to stretch on forever. With a newfound sense of purpose, Barry pressed on, guided by the gem's warm light. He passed through a series of winding tunnels, the walls adorned with glistening crystals that seemed to twinkle like stars in the night sky. Finally, Barry emerged into a chamber that took his breath away. The ceiling opened up to reveal the Arctic sky, a vast canvas of blues and purples, dotted with a tapestry of stars. The horizon seemed to stretch on forever, where the icy landscape met the boundless sky. As Barry stood in awe, he noticed a faint, silvery trail leading towards the horizon. It seemed to beckon him forward, inviting him to follow the hidden path where earth and sky met. With a courageous heart, Barry set off towards the horizon, knowing that he was drawing closer to the ultimate prize, the heart of the Northern Lights. The Arctic menagerie seemed to come alive with a subtle energy, as if cheering him on in his quest. Little did Barry know, the Crystal Valley held even more wonders and challenges, each one a testament to his bravery and determination. The heart of the northern lights awaited him, its magic ready to be uncovered in the chapters yet to come. Following the silvery trail towards the horizon, Barry felt a sense of anticipation building within him. The gem's warm light illuminated his path, casting a comforting glow in the dimly lit chamber. As he ventured further, the chamber opened up into a vast expanse, revealing a breathtaking sight. Above him stretched the Arctic night, a sea of stars twinkling like 1,000 diamonds. It was as if the entire universe had gathered to witness Barry's journey. In the midst of this celestial display, Barry's eyes were drawn to a particular constellation, the Great Bear. Its familiar shape stood out against the canvas of the night sky, a guiding beacon in the darkness. Barry knew that this was the constellation he had been searching for, the one that would lead him closer to the heart of the northern lights. He felt a surge of gratitude towards the stars that had been his companions throughout this extraordinary adventure. As he followed the Great Bear's constellation, Barry ventured further into the Arctic night. The air seemed to hum with a subtle energy, as if the very stars were guiding him forward. Suddenly, the ground beneath Barry's paws shifted, and he found himself standing before a colossal ice sculpture. It depicted the Great Bear, its form majestic and powerful. The sculpture seemed to radiate with an otherworldly energy, as if it held a secret of its own. Barry approached the sculpture, the gem in his paws pulsing with a gentle rhythm. As he touched the ice, he felt a connection, as if the Great Bear itself was reaching out to him. A voice echoed in Barry's mind, gentle and wise.
To find the heart, one must trust in the journey, for every step is a part of the grand design.
Barry nodded in understanding, grateful for the guidance. He knew that every challenge, every discovery, and every moment of wonder had led him to this point. He embraced the truth that the journey itself was a treasure, and that every step had its purpose. With newfound determination, Barry continued forward, guided by the Great Bear's constellation and the wisdom it had shared. He knew that he was on the brink of a grand revelation, one that would bring him closer to the heart of the northern lights. As Barry pressed on, the Arctic night seemed to hold its breath, eager to reveal the final secrets of the Crystal Valley. The stars twinkled with anticipation, knowing that Barry was drawing closer to the ultimate prize. With the guidance of the Great Bear's constellation and the wisdom it had shared, Barry pressed on through the Arctic night. The gem's warm light continued to lead the way, casting a comforting glow on the path ahead. As he journeyed further, Barry felt a sense of excitement and anticipation building within him. He knew that he was drawing closer to the ultimate prize, the heart of the Northern Lights. Suddenly, the landscape before Barry opened up to reveal a hidden glen, nestled within the heart of the Crystal Valley. It was a place of pure magic, where the ice formations sparkled like precious gemstones, and the air was filled with a gentle, melodic hum. At the center of the glen stood a magnificent ice altar, adorned with intricate carvings that seemed to come alive in the gem's light. Barry knew that this was the place he had been destined to find, the sacred spot where the heart of the Northern Lights awaited. Approaching the altar, Barry gently placed the gem in a hollowed-out chamber, feeling a surge of energy pass between them. The gem nestled into its rightful place, glowing with a radiant light that seemed to resonate with the very heart of the Crystal Valley. Suddenly, the air around Barry seemed to shimmer and shift. The Northern Lights above danced with a newfound intensity, casting a vivid display of colors that painted the sky with their brilliance. As Barry looked up, he saw a magnificent vision unfold before him. The heart of the Northern Lights, a radiant crystal pulsing with the very essence of the Arctic, floated above the altar. It emitted a warm, welcoming glow that seemed to fill the glen with a sense of peace and wonder. Barry knew that this was the moment he had been working towards, the culmination of his incredible journey. With a mixture of reverence and gratitude, he gently cradled the heart of the Northern Lights in his paws, feeling its energy flow through him. In that moment, Barry felt a profound connection to the Arctic, to the Crystal Valley, and to the magic that surrounded him. He knew that he was a part of something much greater, a guardian of the Northern Lights and the wonders of the Arctic. With the heart of the Northern Lights in his care, Barry knew it was time to return it to its rightful place, deep within the heart of the Crystal Valley. As he left the glen, he felt a renewed sense of purpose and a deep sense of fulfillment. Barry's journey had been one of discovery, of wonder, and of the power of belief. He had learned that every step of the journey was a part of a grand design, and that the true treasure was the experience itself. And so, with the heart of the Northern Lights cradled in his paws, Barry made his way back to the sacred altar, ready to restore the precious gem to its rightful place. The Crystal Valley seemed to glow with a renewed energy, as if celebrating the return of its most cherished treasure. As Barry placed the heart of the Northern Lights back in its hollowed chamber, he felt a deep sense of gratitude for the incredible adventure he had experienced. He knew that the magic of the Arctic would forever be a part of him, and that he would carry its wonders in his heart, wherever his adventures might lead him. And so, with a final, contented sigh, Barry turned and made his way back to his cozy cave in the Crystal Valley, knowing that he had become a part of something truly extraordinary. The stars above twinkled in approval, knowing that Barry's journey was a story that would be told for generations to come. Now our story comes to an end, but our dreamy journey never stops. Keep a kind heart and let your dreams continue to shine by your pillow. Good night, dear little ones. May you have sweet dreams and look forward to new adventures tomorrow.